Hello people, Image here. Actually it's Princess Image, as I'm wearing my tiara today for our fabulous fundraiser Jeans and Jewels. I was meant to be the guest of honour at our live event, but sadly I won't be able to honour you with my presence. Very disappointing for you not to meet me in person, but I'm sure you'll enjoy the great virtual programme we have in its place. I hope you're all dressed in your best boots, skinny jeans, and of course are all decked in jewels. It's not mandatory, but we suggest you mix a cocktail or pour a glass of wine to enjoy during the event. I understand some of you will be drinking Gravatinis. Why a drink would be named after him, I don't know. Lovely horse, but really not very sophisticated. Personally, I'm more of a bubbles girl, so I'll be popping the cork and sipping my champagne. Anyway, sit back, relax, and the programme will begin shortly. We are so glad you're able to join us for our very first virtual Jeans and Jewels.
All right, thank you very much, Image. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Freedom Ride's first ever virtual Jeans and Jewels Gala. So, what I will tell you, what you're hearing is our studio audience. Our studio audience is a grand total of 2 people. We've got our chair, Catherine, with us. We've got Pam from One Cause, our mobile bidding company, with us. And then we've got the folks here from the launch group who are running this entire production. So, we are a small but mighty, socially distant crew, but we're going to put on a great event for you as we raise great funds for a great organization in Freedom Ride, a group that touches more than 800 people throughout the year here in Central Florida. And we're going to make sure that you understand all of the stories that go into what makes Freedom Ride so special throughout the year. Now, I do want to make sure there's a few things that we touch on, kind of housekeeping, if you will. And maybe first and foremost, as important as anything, are our sponsors. Those who make it possible for me to be standing here with you tonight and for this production to happen. We'll start with Cahill Homes and the Art and Phyllis Grindle Foundation. Those 2 organizations are huge sponsors of our event. So how about a 2-person round of applause for them? There we go. We got it. And then we certainly have so many other sponsors that we do want to touch on as we look at the rest of the list of the sponsors. You see SeaWorld and Orlando Health, CPH, Water Oak, Witham, Rumburger Kirk is on there, FLC Bank is on there, Hunt and Brady is on there, Paige and Jeff Gull is on there, and Maudlin International. Folks, those are all organizations who stuck by Freedom Ride in these trying times as we went to this virtual format and said, you know what, we're still with you. We're still going to support you as you help make sure that Central Florida has the necessary services that Freedom Ride provides. Now, there's one other group that Freedom Ride wanted to make sure that they thanked, and one is my company that certainly appreciated, Alpert Enterprises. But we couldn't do this without One Cause, our mobile bidding platform. Pam Stuiso, certainly running that for us. Carrie Campbell and the Launch Group, as I mentioned, running it here, and Catherine Palouf, our chair, our leader, the Jeans and Jewel Committee chair. She's done it for numerous years, and we're going to put on a great show for you, whether we're in person or whether we're here with you virtually. Now, we want to make sure that you know how to donate, how to bid, how to give. This is what it is. Jeans and Jewels 2020. That's what you're going to text to 243-725. Understand that we don't have bidder paddles, right? Your phone is your bidder paddle. So whether you want to buy raffle tickets or whether you want to buy silent auction items or live auction items, all the bidding is done on your phone. So if you got your phone out, you can text text Jeans and Jewels 2020 to 243-725, or if you're on your computer and you prefer to do it that way, you just go to bidpal.net/Jeans and Jewels 2020. That is the only way that you can participate in our program as far as helping to raise the critical funds to keep Freedom Ride running along, right? Now, what are some of the things that you're able to buy to support Freedom Ride? How about our raffle, right? Our raffle each year is one of the things that so many people think about. They want to get in on that. It only costs $10 to start. It's 1 for $10, 5 for $25, or heck, let's just get it out of the way, pull $50 out onto your phone and buy 25 opportunities. It's all done on your phone, as I mentioned. The 4 different raffle prizes you have to choose from to buy into this year are our Emerald Lagasse Everyday Multi-Cooker, the beautiful orchid plant that you see up there on the screen. We've got our Cuisinart barbecue grill. It's portable. It can be folded up or it can be set up as you see it there on your screen. So certainly you can have a barbecue grill. And then we've got our Bombay Sapphire package with the Belvedere vodka and all the different martini glasses and olives and all the other goodies that go into that. So please buy those raffle tickets. We will be announcing our winners for that before the end of the program. Those opportunities to buy into the raffle will close when the silent auction closes. Speaking of the silent auction, we're going to be going through that throughout the program as well. In about 15 minutes, the silent auction will close. It's been open for the past few days. You've had plenty of time to bid in the silent auction. So do me a favor, get those final bids in. We will count you down and we'll let you know exactly when the silent auction closes, coming up in about 15 minutes. So with that said, we'll move on in our program now that some of that housekeeping is out of the way. And the things we want to talk about now is what Freedom Ride does, who it supports, and why it's so essential here in our community. Those of you who have never heard of Freedom Ride before, who are tuning in because maybe Pat Michaels said you had to, understand that this is a crucial organization here in this community. And you're about to hear why, not only from our board chair, Pat Michaels, but also our executive director, Marianne Gray.
Hi everybody, we are here at Freedom Ride. Beautiful day out here, 10 acres, and it is an oasis. Believe me, I come out here sometime to see Marianne, my heart rate falls because it is just a very, very nice place to be. But what happens out here, Marianne, is amazing.
It is amazing. The horses are quite the healers. And you know, Pat, we've been in Central Florida since 1998. So Freedom Ride's been around for about 21 years. And our programs are growing. We actually now have 90 riders a week. These are kids with disabilities, cerebral palsy, autism, Down syndrome. And then just 3 years ago, we started a mental wellness program so we can even help more people in the community. And a lot of these folks are suffering from life issues, depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and even human trafficking. So the horses can help them as well. But our fastest growing program are the veterans. They're coming out 3 times a week, and it's such an honor to serve the veterans. And they love the horses, and they're happy here, and it's really helping heal their PTSD.
And don't forget about the volunteers.
Oh, the volunteers.
I know.
We couldn't even exist without them. We have about 150 volunteers a week. So they do everything from horse care to helping in the classes, and we value them quite a bit.
Yeah, no
So,
doubt about it.
yeah.
I mean, it's amazing what happens here at this space at 10 acres. But guess what? We're moving. We've outgrown this space here, and we're going to be moving 2.5 miles west of here. That's all. It's beautiful. It is 25 acres of pasture land. We've got oak trees out there.
Big
Marianne.
oak trees, a little quiet lake.
Right on a lake. I mean, it's a dream come true, and it is coming true. We have a capital campaign going on right now that's going very, very well. We're very happy about that, and we cannot wait to move into that new property. Exciting times here at Freedom Ride.
And you know, Pat, it's so close by that we feel like we will keep all of our riders and all of our participants and the volunteers. So we're really looking forward to that.
But tonight is all about Freedom Ride and funding our program.
And I don't think there's anyone better than Duncan that can tell everybody about what we do.
Oh, hey guys, my name's Duncan. I'm hanging out here at Freedom Ride these days. Sup, Marianne? Hey, Karen.
Hi, Duncan.
I haven't always been here, but yeah, I make friends kind of easy. I'm 13 years old now. This is me when I was 8 years old. That's right, I was a show pony then. Not a bad life. After a while, I hurt my leg jumping, and my awesome owners took great care of me for over a year. They wanted an easier life for me, so they donated me to Freedom Ride. I became Freedom Ride's smallest therapy pony. Okay, the minis are smaller, but they don't work in the programs. They do visit nursing homes and sometimes hospitals or schools. They're like our ambassadors. My main job here is to let the smaller kids ride me. Some of them arrive in wheelchairs, and they have to be lifted on me, so I need to stay very still. My movements help strengthen them. They are often weak and cannot sit straight. But man, I've already noticed their improvements, and I've only been here 10 months. Oh, here's Jonathan. He'll be riding my friend Cherokee, and this is Emily. We did the show in January called the Special Olympics, and look at what Emily and I won. Freedom Ride has about 90 riders a week that enjoy being outside and doing something that is good for them. I've heard parents say that this is their child's favorite time each week. Isn't that just awesome? There are other programs I get to be a part of too. One of them is the mental health program. We are not ridden in this program, but we meet with people and learn from each other. Many of these cool people have seen abuse in their life, or are cleaning up some addictions, or have been depressed. We see the positive changes that occur after just a few visits to our peaceful home. This program is growing because it is such a pleasant experience. It works, and dude, the word is getting out. Did you know that we also work with the U.S. veterans in Central Florida? Yep, it's a pretty cool honor. The Orlando VA and the Lake Nona VA bring groups of veterans to Freedom Ride twice a week. They seem to love being here. Look at all the fun we have together. My friend Anthony will tell you.
It's a privilege that the VA partnered up with these lovely people and actually give us a chance to get us out and actually be able to work with these horses, because a lot of us suffer with different mental health issues, stuff like that. So something like this is actually a real blessing. Freedom Ride is amazing.
There's another group that comes here. They are so important. Not one of the therapy programs could happen without these people. It's the volunteer program. Bet you didn't know we have about 150 volunteers each week. Right there, Luke, that's the spot. They groom us and clean our stalls and even help us in the classes. We couldn't do what we do without these awesome peeps. We love them all. Freedom Ride is pretty cool. I see lives changing and happy people. I see smiles on parents' faces and tears of joy in their eyes, seeing their kid accomplishing something they never thought they could. So that's my story. I can't help but believe that I am making a big difference. I gotta say, this new stage of my life feels pretty good.
Thank you, Duncan.
Yeah, Duncan, very nice. Thank you also to all of you that support Freedom Ride and our mission. Tonight, we love having you here, and we want you to give from the heart.
And now back to Jason.
Marion and Pat, thank you so much. Now, before I talk to you about what these are in my hands, I want to give you one more announcement that the silent auction and the raffle are going to close in about 5 minutes, so feel free to keep bidding in on those as well. Now, I will tell you that these that I'm holding here in my hand, these are our letters. These are letters that have been written over the past 2 months to our horses and to the people who support Freedom Ride, the volunteers, the workers. And these tell the story. These have messages in them from those who are most impacted from Freedom Ride about how much they miss their horses, how much they miss coming to Freedom Ride. And we're going to give you a chance to hear from the horse's mouth. Okay, not from the horse's mouth. We're going to hear it from one of our kids. You're going to hear it from one of the kids involved in the therapy program and the letter that he wrote to Freedom Ride.
Dear horses, Billy, I'm sorry I don't get to ride you anymore, but at least you get to spend time with Rusty and Duncan. Gravity, good job at the Special Olympics. Elliot, I believe I've ridden you once. Your memory is probably better than mine. Marshmallow, I like seeing you stick your head out to eat the greener grass on the other side. And to my trainers, good job training everyone to ride. Freedom Ride, keep up the excellent work.
I mean, you gotta love to hear that, right? I mean, that hits home, and that makes you understand how much these kids, and some of the adults too who are supported by Freedom Ride, how much they miss this place. And as we slowly reopen, they understand that they're about to come back and see their friends, their horses, and those volunteers and staff. Now, the silent auction is about to close. That not only means that you have 3 minutes left to bid in the silent auction, but that's also 3 minutes left to bid on to buy your raffle tickets. Now, the 3 minutes that I just told you about, it's an approximate 3 minutes. In this new virtual world, you have to understand the words that are coming out of my mouth are reaching some of you a few seconds earlier and a few seconds later than others. I won't get into the technology of it. I'm not sure I understand it, but I wouldn't wait to the last second to bid in the silent auction or buy your raffle ticket. So Pam has already started her 3-minute countdown. When it is closed here, she's going to let me know it's closed. We'll probably hear that bell shoot off, and then we will let you know who our silent auction winners are. I will also tell you before we highlight some of the silent auction items that as I look here at our raffle prizes, it actually tells us what the most popular items are and who's buying the most of them. And how about this? Not to be surprised, the Martini package has the most raffle tickets sold for. So get your raffle tickets for the Martini, for the grill, the Emerald's Everyday Multi-Cooker, or the beautiful Orchid. How about the silent auction items, you ask? Those were the raffles. In the silent auction, we've got our 5 top silent auction items. The first one is our rare bourbon package. Now, what's in the rare bourbon package? Oh, only a bottle of 12-year-old Pappy Van Winkle and a bottle of 12-year-old Weller. And I love they threw some chocolates in there for good use, right? But understand that these are 2 of the most highly sought after, highly collectible bottles. The bid currently at $3,200. You see the value up there? They say it's priceless. It is priceless because listen, that's well over the retail price, but you can't find it at retail. So you want to bid on that, get in on that. The Christner's dinner for 4 with wine, that is one of the most popular items at this auction every year. The Universal Orlando passes currently, the current bid is at $350. That's the only one up there though where the active bid is not higher than the so-called value. And that says something about you, the donors out there, that you're willing to bid more than the value of the item to make sure that you get the item and you support Freedom Ride. So thank you so much for that. We've also got the Marquee by Waterford, the Moments Glassware. That currently has a bid of $295. And our Antonio's Restaurant package, that has a bid of $280. So you want to make sure you keep bidding on those. A couple that I want to make sure that I touch on in this silent auction. How about our first time in history that Freedom Ride has ever had an auction package that could be worth $3 million. Now you're thinking to yourself, I didn't see that package. What was that? Well, that's package 153. It's our scratch-off lottery tickets. All you have to do is be the winning grand prize winner on all of those lottery tickets, and that's how many millions of dollars you're going to win. It's that simple. So bid on that. That's item number 153. We've got our Coach purse, which is item number 140. And then, as I mentioned, I'll say it over and over, this rare bourbon with chocolate. We want to certainly keep your attention on that. We got about a minute left in the silent auction now. A minute left to bid in those raffles. The horseback riding lessons up to $290. I just watched that pop up onto our top 5 screen. So we want to thank, I think that says Bebinger is now in for the horse ride. What is that? Bobinger is in there for that. So thank you so much for supporting us that way as well. So the silent auction has less than a minute to go. We want to make sure that you get those final bids in on those. 30 seconds now to go in the silent auction. Those 12-year-old Pappy, the 12-year-old Wellner. I did an auction package once where the Pappy, what they did was they sold drinks out of that bottle for $500 each, and then they opened it and they poured it. So this is totally going to be a different experience here of who wins that. They're going to get the full bottle of Pappy, the full bottle of Weller, and we are shortly about to be at the point where our silent auction is closed. I will update you as well on the raffle. The raffle prizes. 240 opportunities for the Martini package have been sold. A little over 200 for the Orchid have been sold. And then we've got our Emerald Cooker and our barbecue grill, both at about 150. So we're closing in on the close of that silent auction. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll wait till you hear that it is closed. And we have this bell, right? And I'm going to tell you about the bell now because I hope to hear the bell a lot. The bell in a moment is going to signify the close of the silent auction. But we're also going to use the bell to let us know later on who's bidding in the live auction, who's giving in our bid from the heart. Wait till you hear our stories from the bid from the heart. It's certainly going to make you understand. Louder bell. Can I get a louder bell? All right. The silent auction is now closed. So if you won an item, or if you didn't win an item, you're going to receive a message via text throughout the program. It'll happen sometime before the end of the program. It'll give you a chance to really look at the items that you bid on, if you won them, and how much, and how you get your receipt and how you make sure that you pay for them. So that is all part of our silent auction. Now, as we go into the live auction part of our program, the live auction part of our program is going to be handled a little bit like the silent auction. All bidding is done on your phone. So you have to pull up the item in your live auction. So if you tap on menu and you take it to your auction items, then you go to live auction. You scroll down there. I want to make sure that you can see this. You scroll down at the bottom where it says live auction, and it'll bring up all your live auction items. Once you see the first live auction item, it is our Stock Your Bar. Let's go ahead and kick off our live auction with that first slide. And you'll see that it is our Stock Your Bar package. The Stock Your Bar package currently has a bid of $395. In this package, you're going to get more than 15 bottles of liquor and wine and booze. But in this package, it's much more than just liquor and wine and booze. You're getting the accoutrements that go along with that. You're getting the ice bucket. You're getting the bottle of Grey Goose in there. The Hennessy is in there. The Godiva chocolates are in there. The Glenlivet is in there as well. So folks, the Maker's Mark, you look at that picture. Marion Gray took that picture. It's phenomenal, right? So here's how the live auction is going to work. The live auction is also going to close just like the silent auction, but we're going to close each one individually. You're going to have much less time to bid on those items. We gave you hours and days to bid on the silent auction. The live auction item is up right now, and I will tell you that this live auction item is going to close in 30 seconds. So Pam from One Cause is setting that timer right there. I'll tell you once again, please don't assume or hope or think that you're going to have a chance to get in at the last second, because your last second may be different than our last second here in the studio. Modern technology, the feed, getting it to you, it may be a little off from there. So I'm going to watch my phone and I'm going to see if the bidding changes. But ultimately, the person who wins this will win all 15 of these bottles. The Grey Goose, the Maker's Mark, the Glenlivet, the Hennessy, the Godiva chocolates. It says miscellaneous ice buckets and bamboo picks and martini picks and cocktail shakers, a 5-piece bar tool set. It is all in for your Stock the Bar. So we will wait until the final moment is called, until that bell gets rang and tells me that this live auction item is finished. The bid is still at $395. One of the things about this live auction is we waited throughout the day and we saw who was bidding on these items. So we have a bid at $395 already. We'll see if anyone's going to get in. The next bid would be at $595 here to support Freedom Ride. Anyone else want in? Who's going to bid $595? We need a $595 bid. Understand that the only way to bid is on your phone. Bidpal.net/Jeans and Jewels 2020. Jeans and Jewels 2020. You text that to 243-725, and it will make sure that you get registered if you're not already. So we're watching this here to see if there's any more bids coming in. We're still at that I think we got the $595 bid, yes? We got a $595 bid, and we're now closed. All right. So can you tell me my bidder number or my last name?
I can.
Nope. So John Ronick at $595 has won that item, and as important as anything, has supported Freedom Ride to the tune of $595. So John, thank you so much for that. Let's go on to our next live auction item. Our next live auction item is our first opportunity to send you out of town. Folks, we all want to break out of our skin, right? Break out of our house and go. We're going to send you to this gorgeous top floor waterfront penthouse with sweeping views of Cape Cod Bay in Provincetown, Massachusetts. It is a Cape Cod getaway. It's for 7 nights. It's for 4 people. You have direct beach access. If you look down there in the corner of your screen of the 3 pictures that you're seeing there, you'll see the aerial view of where you are located in relation to the beach and to the water. Direct beach access. And then you look at this picture. Look at those gorgeous views that you're going to have directly from your penthouse 2nd floor apartment with that beautiful table out there to sit and watch the sun rise and set throughout the days. And here is the inside of your unit, so you know that it will be gorgeous and it will be well apportioned for you. So currently the bid on this item is at $1,250. Please understand that there are some date restrictions with this package. The date restrictions are these. It's 2020 only, and it's June, July, August, September, and October. So June through October, but there are specific dates within those months. So please make sure you read on your phone so you know when those are available. The current top bidder is bidder 408. The Pulowskis are currently our bidder at $1,250. As we go ahead and put their name up on the screen, you'll know that this has a $3,500 value. It's 1 week in Provincetown. You are going to be staring right out onto the sand, right out onto the water. The question is, who wants to outbid bidder 408 in order to go to Provincetown, Massachusetts? Folks, you are walking distance to shops and restaurants. I'll call my 30 now. Thank you so much. We're going to put a 30-second counter on this item. The 30-second counter, I'll say it with every auction item so that you're not waiting to see if you're going to get it at that last second. Don't trust the Wi-Fi, the cell phone signal. Don't trust the timing of your 30-second versus ours. Please understand that put in those bids now. It's currently at $1,250, and we're going to see who wins this item any moment now. So bidder 408 got in early in the day. There were some bids before that. Can we announce who the bid before that was, Pam? Do we have that pulled up yet? Oh, the Pulaskis are only bidder on that item so far. And the beauty of that is they've bid up a few times to make sure that they support Freedom Ride. So I think it opened up a bid a little bit lower than that. So thank you so much to the Pulowskis for doing that for us. So as those pictures continue to scroll there on the screen, you'll see where they're going on their vacation, whether it's them or you. It's walking distance to the shops and restaurants and bars. It is in the middle of it all. So when you want to get out and get away, this is your first chance to do so. Coming up later in the auction, we're going to have a few more moments to look at a different Martha's Vineyard opportunity to travel to. So we're a few minutes away from seeing who goes. We have a new bidder. The Fitzmorrises are in. Bidder 340 at $13.50. Get that bell going. The bell's there for a reason. I love the bell, right? So we're at $13.50 now, an extra $100 for a Freedom Ride. The Fitzmorrises are in. Their name's up. And they are we about closed? We're now closed. The Fitzmorrises are in at $13.50. They're going to Provincetown, that 2-bedroom condo right on the water. Congratulations to you all. Let's move on to our third live auction item. This is the opportunity to start filling up that belly, going out to a tremendous new restaurant in Winter Park. And I say it's a new restaurant because it says the new standard there, right? This is Dexter's New Standard in Winter Park. And what Executive Chef Ryan McLaughlin has put together for you is an opportunity to have a chef's tasting wine dinner for 8. Now, for those of you who may not know what a chef's tasting dinner is, it's very simple. The chef will make sure that you taste the best things on the menu, right? He's going to give you bites and samples and just make it the dinner of the year. There's a good chance that I call another one of our dinners later on the dinner of the year. But whoever buys it, especially if it's 2 different people, you're both having the dinner of the year. So this is a dinner for 8, including wine, chef's tasting at the New Standard, Dexter's New Standard in Winter Park. What we're going to do on this one, the Savcos are currently our top bidder on this one. It's a $700 bid. Bidder $251 is our current top bidder. We're going to see who's going to outbid them. Again, the 30-second counter for this live auction item is going to start right now. It started the imaginary clock in their head. I think they're counting. Okay, it's not in their head. But I will tell you that we're going to see who's going to outbid the Savco for this dinner. Please understand that the current bid is $700. That is below our $1,000 retail price. So let's see if we can get a few more bids on that and see who wants to go to Dexter's New Standard restaurant. If this helps at all, we did confirm with Chef McLaughlin that if you want and you get there and you don't want the wine pairings because you enjoy the cocktails instead, they'll make sure they throw those in there too. So this has wine pairings or cocktail pairings, however you want to call it. It is a dinner for 8. The Savcos, bidder $251, are currently our top bidder. $700 is their bid. Our next required number to get another bid is $800. So I need someone who wants for this 8-person dinner to go in at $100 a piece. $200 a couple for this amazing dinner where you will leave the food, the drinks, the atmosphere. They have indoor and outdoor seating. We need an $800 bid to sneak in there before we close this one out, but it is closing very, very soon. We're going to see if anyone else bids on this item. That's a fake bell, right? I got you. We're going to give it a few more moments. See who outbids the Savcos here on this Dexter's New Standard dinner. We're watching the bidding, see if anybody else gets in. Who's going to sneak in one time before we go? Who's going to go one time? Anybody want in? Yes, we are? Closed. That's a closed bell. All right, so the Savcos, bidder $251, you win the dinner at New Standard, Dexter's New Standard in Winter Park. Congratulations. We'll move on to our next live auction item. Our next live auction item, again, is another getaway. Where are you going this time? Well, how about we send you back to Massachusetts? This time, though, it's not going all the way down the Cape to Provincetown. You're going to be at Martha's Vineyard, folks. The grounds of this property are amazing. You're right on the river. It is for 5 days and 4 nights for up to 10 people in Martha's Vineyard. It is 5 bedrooms, 3,000 square feet. There's tennis and kayaking and canoeing, miles and miles of hiking trail. You can walk or kayak to the lake's beach from the back door of your property. So you look there and you see the beautiful indoor setup of the house. But as you look outdoors, the first picture that we have that you see outdoors is kind of how you access the pond, right? You want something that has character, it has character. But how does the pond look? That's the lake. That's the lake right out behind your house. You put a kayak on that lake and you paddle right across to the beach. Or you can wade right around the lake and get to the beach yourself that way. But that is an amazing property. Martha's Vineyard for 5 days and 4 nights. The current bid is at $3,600. We're going to put the current winning bidder up on the screen. It is bidder 417, the Stevens. But as we see their name up on the screen, I will tell you that we are going to put a 30-second countdown on this package right now. So 30 seconds from now, we will know, is it the Stevens who are going to Martha's Vineyard, or is it somebody else who may have been earlier? Do we have any past bidders? The O'Shea's are previous bidders. So O'Shea's, we encourage you to get back in and bid on that a little bit. We're going to see if we can get the pronunciation correct of the next one. The Kuntz are previous bidders on this one as well, so make sure that you get that bid in. I'm still watching the screen here. Bidder 417 is still our current top bidder. The Stevens are in at $3,600. Martha's Vineyard for 5 days and 4 nights for up to 10 people, folks. We're asking for 5 couples to go on this together. If 5 couples go on this together right now, it's at about $700 a couple, right? So that's a steal for 5 days and 4 nights at this property, where you can walk or kayak right to the lake's beach. So please get those bids in. The Stevens are still our top bidders. We're going to see if anybody sneaks in under the radar before we say closed on this item. Does anybody want in one time before we close it out? Who's going to go one time? Anybody want in? Who's going to go? Anybody want to go one time? Anybody want in? Anybody want to go one time? Anybody want in? Go to $3,800 for somebody to keep it going. Anybody want in? We got about 10 seconds left in this item. You got to get your finger on that button and bid. Anybody want in before we close it out? I have a feeling it's not going to happen because those of you at home are smart enough not to wait. Are we closed? We're closed. The Stevens are in. Bidder 417 at $3,600. How about a 2-person round of applause for that one right there, right? We'll take that right there. That's awesome. Thank you so much. We'll move on to our next live auction package. Our next live auction package is another dinner. This is a dinner that every year is in this auction here at Jeans and Jewels. And every year, the winning bidders come back the following year and they tell us how great it is. They tell us that they want to bid on it again. So we hope they're out there now bidding on it. I will tell you, and don't bring up the screen yet that shows us the top bidders, but I will tell you that there are people who are bidding high and above the so-called retail value of this package, because it's not about the retail value. It's about the ambiance. It's about the service, the food, the drinks. Francesco's is going to take great care of you because they know that you're coming direct from Freedom Ride. It's for 6 people. It is a wine-paired dinner for 6 people. The chef and sommelier at Francesco's have already told us that the higher the bid, the finer the wine they're going to bring out, okay? So we encourage you to bid high and bid often. Where are we at on the bid right now? Bidder 253, the Kilpatricks, are currently our top bidder with this package. It's currently at $1,800. That's what we know from One Cause. That's what's telling us. All bidding, again, is done on your phone, so you should have the bid out in front of you. Your phone out in front of you. You read the description there. You'll see that you have until the end of this year to go to dinner, so plenty of time. So let's go ahead and put the Clappericks name up there on the screen so we can see that. Their current bid is at $1,800. We want to see who wants to go 19. Is there a $1,900 anywhere? Actually, tell me our next bid is at $1,920. So we need a $1,920 bid from someone who is watching our program here tonight. We're going to put a 30-second countdown on it right now with an understanding that someone here is watching us tonight who says to themselves, listen, when it's time for me to go out to my first big, huge, yummy dinner, where am I going to do it? I want to do it at Francesco's, and at the same time, I want to do it and support Freedom Ride. So you can do that. Our current bid is at $1,800. We need somebody to go $1,920. $1,920 will get you that dinner at Francesco's, the wine-paired dinner for 6 at Francesco's. The Tandlers, the Tandlers was the last bidder before that. The Tandlers were the bidder right before that. So to the Tandlers, we encourage you to get your finger on that button. Hit that bid button now. It's green. I'll even show it to you right here on my phone. The green button that says bid. We're going to see if anybody gets in before this live auction item closes. We're at $1,800 now. I need somebody to go $1,920 before we close it out. Anybody in one time? Gosh, you just look at that fettuccine up there on the screen, right? It is scrumptious. This is the one time that you want smell-o-vision, I think, right? Wouldn't that be amazing? But you see there the beautiful setting at Francesco's. You see the shrimp there at Francesco's. We've shown you all sorts of pictures. You need a $1,920 bid to keep this one going. Does anybody else want in at $1,920 before we close it out? I'll look down one more time and see who's going to get in. Anybody want to go? We still have a $1,920 bid needed to move this one along. We're now closed. All right, we're now closed. The Clappericks at $1,800. Thank you so much for supporting Freedom Ride, and we'll move on to our next live auction item. This is a house to die for. This house is in just outside of Asheville, North Carolina. It is about 15 minutes from the Asheville airport. It is on 90 riverfront acres. It is 4 bedrooms and 3 baths. You can tube and wade and fish in the river. We're going to show you the river in just a moment. There's a hot tub, a fireplace, an outdoor kitchen. This is for 8 people. Now, as you look at this screen, you see up here on the screen, right? You see this one right here. This is the house from the outside. On the other side of that one, you see the inside of the house. But down here, right here, I was looking through the pictures and I wanted to put the right pictures on it. What is that a picture of? That's a picture of one of the closets. It's not a room at the house, it's a closet at the house. So that is the closet at the house, and on the other side of that one, you see the beautiful sitting area there where you look out onto the property. You've got 40 acres that the house sits upon and 50 acres of hiking trails and riverfront and tubing and wading and fishing right there in the river. You've got the outdoor kitchen there. I'm gonna go ahead and put a 30-second counter on this one right now with an understanding that the Allens, bidder 357, is currently my top bidder. So what we're going to do is we got that counter on there now. The current bid is at $3,900. The value is $3,500. So understand that when you bid on this, you're bidding because you're supporting Freedom Ride and understanding that this is the type of house that is the vacation of your year, maybe of 2 years. I will also tell you that on this one, it's available for all of 2021. So you've got plenty of time to plan your trip all the way through the end of 2021. So if you want to get in on it, now's the chance. You hit that button, the bid button. Let me see what we're asking our next bid to be. I'm guessing it's going to be $4,100. $4,100. So again, for 8 people, assuming that's 4 couples, I'm asking for $1,000 a couple, just a few more dollars than that. $1,000, $1,250 a couple for 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. We got a new bid, $4,100. The Cornwells are in at $4,100. Let's get a bell and an applause for that, right? We got new bids coming in, right? We like to see that. So any moment now, this auction item is going to end and we're going to announce who our winning bidder is. The Cornwells are currently our top bidder. They're at $4,100. We're going to see if our next family either comes back and bids again or does somebody come in at the last minute and try to steal this one out from under them. So we're going to see how that works. The Allens are now back in. They're now in at $4,300. The Allens are back in. The Cornwells, you got a few more seconds. Get those fingers on those bid buttons. Bid high, bid often. That's what I love to say. And now's the time you can do it to support Freedom Ride. You could travel to Asheville, North Carolina for 8 people, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. We're waiting to hear the closed bell. It's coming. And when it closes, we're about to announce who our winning bidder is. Someone going to get it one more time? Anybody want to get in one more time before we close it out? All right, so are we closed? All right, so here's what I want to do. Before we take that screen down, I might be able to make a little magic happen here, I believe, right? The Allens are our top bidder at $4,300. Now, Pam, confirm for me, am I correct that who was it who had $4,100? Oh, Cornwell snuck in at the end.
Yep, they want it for 43.
Hold on, let's make sure this is correct.
You're right, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So the Allens are in at $4,300. Is that correct?
They actually want it, yes.
Okay, $4,300. And the Allens were in at $4,100?
No, I'm sorry.
Let's say it again. That's okay.
4,500.
All right, so let me take some very important notes here because I'm about to make some magic happen and raise a lot of money for Freedom Ride and make 2 people very happy. So the Allens bid what number? 4,500. And tell me the bid right below that.
Cornwell, 4,300.
Cornwell at 4,300. So what I'm going to do for the Allens out there, I'm about to do you a tremendous favor. I'm going to save you $200. And we're going to make your winning bid $4,300. At the same time, the Cornwells, your last bid was at $4,300. And we have approval. And if we don't, Catherine, you're going to get it for us, right? Right. What we're going to do is we're going to sell this package 2 times. This week long in Asheville for a total of $8,600. The Allens and the Cornwells are both going to win it. That deserves a round of applause right there, right? So how about that, folks? The Cornwells, the Allens, both at $4,300. Thank you for supporting Freedom Ride. There's going to be some moving around that Pam's going to have to do on the invoices and whatnot over there. So she's going to take care of that and make sure that you all know how much your donations help and support Freedom Ride. Now, as we move into the next part of our program, it's called the Bid from the Heart. And in the Bid from the Heart, it's the part of the program where you don't get a trip to Asheville, North Carolina. You're not going to get a dinner at Francesco's. You're going to get the feeling of knowing that you gave from the bottom of your heart. But it's not for me to tell you about the mission that your donation is going to go to. It's for one of our families to share with you. A family who is a part of our Therapy Rider program. Our two fastest growing programs are the Mental Wellness and the Veterans program. Pat and Marianne talked about them earlier. But the program that's been around for 21 years, the program that is really at the heart, at the core of Freedom Ride, is our Therapy Rider program, and you're about to hear why.
Hello, we are the Craig family, Joel and Christy Craig. We have 3 children, and God had crafted our family through international adoption. Our oldest, Carolina, has been a huge blessing within our life, but as she came home at 3.5 years of age, she is now 11 years of age, there were some medical difficulties that we had to navigate through. She came home with PTSD. She developed some epileptic seizures, some atypical absence seizures, and just really began struggling intellectually at school in a classroom. And so we sought medical help for all of that. We sought psychological help for all of that and what would be the best fit for her. And now through her Gardner Scholarship, we were able to get connected with Freedom Ride, and it has been a game changer. Every week it is the highlight of her week and ours to be able to see how she's doing and thriving on those horses. Ever since we got connected with them, it has been something where she looks forward to that every week. It's the highlight of everything in her life, quite honestly. It's changed what she studies, it's changed what she reads, it's changed what she watches on television. The staff and leaders of Freedom Ride have just been an incredible encouragement to her. She came home with PTSD, and a lot of that has subsided in her demeanor. She's had seizures that she's been on medication for, but has never been an issue whatsoever when we're surrounded by our Freedom Ride staff and the beautiful horses. And it has been something where she has really changed in her whole demeanor. She's happier, she's smiling a lot more, she's way more interactive in conversations, and she's just bubbling whenever it comes to Freedom Ride. Another blessing that we've gotten to be a part of is Special Olympics through Freedom Ride. She's gotten chosen to be a part of that and done extremely well, carried home some blue ribbons from those events, met some great new friends, and just been ecstatic about something that she is excelling in, which was few and far between before we got to Freedom Ride. And so we are incredibly grateful and thankful for the blessing that they have been to our family specifically, but also to the blessing that they have been to our entire community and all of the participants here at Freedom Ride.
And we thank you for being a part of the Freedom Ride family. Folks, understand that Freedom Ride doesn't discriminate by age. There are riders as young as 4 and older than 70. At the same time, more than 800 people throughout the year come through the Freedom Ride programs. They are impacting an enormous amount of people and making a difference in their lives. We could have picked one of hundreds of stories to share with you. That was just one that you just heard. This part of the program, again, all the donating is done on your phone. In the top left-hand corner of your main screen, it says menu. You hit the menu button. After you hit the menu button, it says make a donation. You hit the make a donation button, and it brings you to a screen that looks like this. On this screen, it gives you the dollar amounts that you can bid. So what I want to do is I want you to have the understanding of what the Bid from the Heart does. We're going to call out some dollar amounts, and as I call out those dollar amounts, you're going to hit the donation that you want to make, and we're going to be able to thank you and recognize you from here in our studio. Our goal over the next 6 or 7 minutes is to raise close to $40,000 to support Freedom Ride. Who's going to help us? Who's got their fingers on those buttons ready to go? We've already had some donations come in, but what I'm going to do before we acknowledge those is I'm going to ask for our first donation level of $7,500. At the $7,500 level of our Bid from the Heart, let me tell you a little bit what that funds. You will be able to help fund 1 year of bedding for all 15 of our horses. You met Image earlier in the night. Many of you know Gravity. Duncan, of course, to shout out names is what we're about, right? The horses are a huge part of the program and the people. At $7,500, you're going to support all 15 of them. Are there any donors at $7,500? And we're not going to bring the thermometer up just yet, but I can promise you that when that donation comes in, whatever level it may be at, we're going to hear about it. That bell's going to ring. We're going to see it on the thermometer. Is there a donor at $7,500 who will support Freedom Ride this evening? How about at $5,000? Is there a $5,000 donor? At the $5,000 level, you'll fund 1 full year of therapeutic riding for 5 disabled individuals. Is there a $5,000? We got one? The Grindle Foundation is in at $5,000. How about that, right? Folks, $5,000 coming into the organization. They were not only one of our big sponsors early on, but the Grindle Foundation says, you know what? We're in. We believe in this mission to the tune of $5,000. Other donations have come in throughout the night, but we're trying to do this in an orderly fashion. Are there any other $5,000 donors? Are there people sitting at home thinking to themselves with their fingers on their button, I'm ready to give that amount? Anyone else at $5,000 before we move on? And if I move on and I skip your number, you can put in your number whenever you're ready. But we want to let you know what each level is going to cover. Anyone else at $5,000? How about at $2,500? At $2,500, here's what you're going to fund. The type of thing you're going to fund is where you're going to feed all 15 horses their necessary grain for 1 month. So think about that. Being the nutrition, being the necessity for those horses, because those horses are the lifeblood of Freedom Ride. They're the ones who have the direct impact on our riders. Anyone at $2,500? You're sitting at home, you're watching this program, and you're thinking to yourself, man, I wish I could be at the in-person Freedom Ride Gala. Because in past years, I've given $2,500. In past years, we've had many of those. Who's in at $2,500 for us this year? To get to our $40,000 goal, we need you to consider putting your finger on that button and donating $2,500. Anyone at $2,500? There are people who say all the time, Jason, aren't the awkward silences difficult? And they're not. Because I know there are people sitting at home and they're thinking to themselves, they're waiting, can I give? We'll move on to the next level. The next level is our $1,000 donors. At the $1,000 level, 2 farrier visits for all 15 horses. Those are those who come in and take care of the pedicures and the manicures and the hooves and the horseshoes for those. I see our number growing over there. We got one? The Fechners are in at $1,000. Thank you so much. And Richard Lee has made a donation now as well. So thank you to Richard as well. They're at $1,000. We'll watch that continue to grow. I think there were 2. Was it the Fechners and the Lees that came in at $1,000? Yeah? And there's another one that came in at $1,000. We'll see if that name scrolls up there. Folks, we want you to pull those phones out. We want you to make those donations. So to Diane Gilson, thank you to Diane. Let's get the bell going for that one. Carol Wick is a donor tonight. We're at $13,560. Thank you. Who else can get in? Rosemary O'Shea has donated this evening. Thank you so much, Sir Rosemary. Folks, we're at $14,560. Who are my other $1,000 donors? Who's in at $1,000 who can make that difference? We've talked about Karen Bobinger, thank you so much. You're now in as a donor here this evening. We're watching that tick up. We're at $15,560. Anyone else at the $1,000 level? I feel like they're coming. I feel like there's those of you who are sitting at home who are thinking to yourself, I got my finger on my button. Jason's about to go down another level. Anyone else want to get in at $1,000 before we move on? Anyone at $1,000? I think we had 6 or 7 of them at $1,000, and thank you so much to those who came in at those levels. You'll see on your phone there's a $750 level, and if you want to give it $750, press that button now. We're now going to talk about our $500 level, though. At the $500 level, listen, you're the candy man. This is what you're doing. At the $500 level, Catherine Palouf is in. Thank you to Catherine. You're going to buy the treats, the carrots. You're going to buy other sorts of treats for the horses, the feed, the treats for them. So what I will tell you is at that level, there's so many things that it does. The apples, the molasses treats, occasional brushes and buckets. But who wants to get the finger on their button and give that $500 now? Now's the time to pull out that phone and make that contribution, make that donation. Who's in at $500 who hasn't had a chance yet to give? I'm watching that screen right there. The chair of our event gave $500. We have seen so many other sponsors before give $1,000 and $5,000 and so on and so forth. I will tell you that earlier on today, Katie Hinderleader gave $750, and that is in our thermometer there. We also had Paige Gall and Mark Benny, each gave $500. So thank you to Paige and Mark and their families for making this difference. Are there other $500 donors out there? Let's watch that thermometer continue to tick up. How about at $250? At $250, you're buying brushes and halters and buckets, and these are the types of things that the horses so urgently need all the time. Where are my $250 donors who are going to pull out their phone, hit that $250 donation button? For those of you who would be coming to our in-person gala, now's the time to pull out that phone and say, listen, I would have been there. I would have bought my tickets. I would have supported. Now's the time to make that $250 donation. We know that Davis Odakowski bid $250, donated $250 earlier this evening, and that donation is already in our thermometer. Who else at $250? Are there other $250 donors out there? Folks, this is where those of you that support Freedom Ride, this is your chance to make a difference. This program has Jeans and Jewels to get them through their summer months when there's not as much funding as some of the other times throughout the year. So who can help us get there? Chris Nemethy. Thank you to Chris at $250. We appreciate that. Folks, I'll keep working because I know that there's those of you out there who want to make these donations. Anyone else at $250 before we move on? We had Catherine, we had Chris. We'll see if there's one more before we move on at the $250 level. Karen Kuhn, thank you so much. How about that? $40. Karen has given $250. We're at $16,560. Now, I will tell you that we have one more level to call in the bid from the heart. And this is the $100 level. As you look down at your phones, and you might refresh your screens, in a moment you're going to see that the only donation that you can make during this part is $100. And I'll explain why in a moment. Ultimately, you're going to be able to make other donation levels. But at this level, what you're going to fund is about 5 weeks of therapeutic riding for one disabled individual. So understand that $100 is going to fund something like that. So you're thinking to yourself, how do I make this $100 donation, and why is this different than all other donations? At the $100 level, we do have a prize. As much as I've been talking about the fact that during the bid from the heart, all you get is the feeling of knowing that you gave from the bottom of your heart, at the $100 level, we do have one prize. And that prize is 2 round-trip tickets on Southwest Airlines. These are tickets that don't expire until March 30th of 2021. So you got plenty of time to use them when the world gets back to whatever normal looks like. At the $100 level, we're going to give that to somebody who donates $100. Hey, Pam, what I'm seeing here is that $100 is not listed. Everything else is still listed. Oh, okay, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to give those Southwest Airline tickets to the person who gives $100 last. So understand, for those of you who have your phone out, you can donate $100 more than one time. We're going to see who's going to be our last $100 donor. Patrick Polowski, he donated $100. So that's currently my last $100 donor. If we were to close this out right now, Patrick would get these 2 round-trip airline tickets for just $100. The question is going to be, who is going to get our Southwest Airline tickets? So now's the time to hit that $100 donation button. It is located on your phone. Jillian Wilhelm, thank you for your $100 donation. We're going to watch those $100 donations come in. It's going to be kind of like the live auction item, is that I'm going to close out the so-called $100 game. I'm going to say there's 30 seconds left, and then Pam's going to close it, and then Pam will tell us who our winner is. But right now it's Jillian Wilhelm. Anybody else want in before we close this one out? It's just $100 to get in. The last donor at $100 is going to get these Southwest Airline tickets. Hit that donation button. It's sitting there. It says $100. If you hit it and you're the last one to hit it, you get these tickets for just $100. Every time you hit this button, it is a $100 donation, though. So Marianne Gray is in for $100. She knows how to play this game. I like how she works, right? Our total is now at $17,600. Marianne Gray is our last donor at $100. So Jillian, do you want to get back in? Patrick, do you want to get back in? Who's going to be my last $100 donor? Folks, I'm telling you, just hit that button. It's a $100 donation. It not only goes to Freedom Ride, but you could get 2 round-trip airline tickets in exchange for that. So is there anyone else at $100 before we move on? As I mentioned, I'm going to give it a 30-second countdown. And when I give it that 30-second countdown, all right, Karen Bobinger is back in. So Karen, thank you for your $100 donation. So now we're going to see Patrick. Kimberly Martin is in at $100. Now we're going. Kimberly's my last donor at $100. We're going to see if Marianne wants to get back in. We're going to see if Patrick wants to get back in. We're at $17,960. Let's see who else wants in for a $100 game. Patrick, do you want another $100 donation? Kimberly's my current last donor at $100. We're going to see who else wants in at $100. Jan is now in at $100. I'm going to go with Coudrier. Candace Bunk is in at $100. People, you're thinking to yourself, for only $100, I got a chance to go on Southwest Airlines. Anywhere they fly, 2 tickets round trip. So Karen Bobinger is back in. So Karen, thank you so much. Who else wants in before we start wrapping this up? We're about to do it. Myrna is back in, or I think she's a newcomer to the game. Kristen is now in for $100. Who else wants in for this $100 donation game? Every time you hit that $100 donation, you are donating $100. So Kristen Lepore is currently my last donor. I think we're about to wrap it up. Marianne's back in at the $100 level. Ashley's now in at $100. Ashley Hall is now our last donor. Jane Snyder is in at $100. Now we're cooking with gas, right? Who else wants to get in? Who wants to be my last donor? Jane, I think you might have a chance to do it. I think it's going to be Jane. So Pam, what we're going to do is we're going to set the counter, and I'm going to see if anybody else gets in on this. So we are putting a 30-second counter. Catherine Palouf is back in on it right now. We're putting a 30-second counter on it right now. Sandy Wainman is in at $100. We're at $19,460. Folks, only 30 seconds left to get those last bids in. $100 at a time. When they tell me it's closed, we're going to take a moment, and we're going to regroup and find out who our last donor is. Are there any other $100 donors? Every time you hit that $100 donation button, you are donating to Freedom Ride, but you're also getting a chance to win these Southwest Airline tickets. Yvonne Coleman is new to the game. So Yvonne Coleman, for her $100 donation, could win those Southwest Airline tickets. Anyone else at $100 before we close it out? We're going to see. We are nearing the $20,000 mark. You can hit that button more than once in a row because you know we're closing any second. Liz Lepore is back in at $100. Yvonne is back in at $100. We're about to see if we can get over $20,000. 2 more donations do it. Does anybody else want in before we close this out? Any moment now. Catherine's back in now. She's playing a fair game, folks, I promise. Just keep hitting that $100 button. We're going to see if we get over 20. Catherine D'Amico is in. We're over $20,000 in the bid from the heart. So now we're going to see who else wants in at the $100 donation mark. We're over $20,000 in the bid from the heart. Is there anyone else at $100 who wants in? Anybody else? So Wendy Olin is now in. People are getting and understanding how this game is played. So here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and take the screen down for a moment. Let's take that thermometer down because I saw that Wendy Olin was our current last bidder, if you will. But I want to give One Cause a chance to confirm that the last bid has come in. And when that last bid comes in, based on when they hit that close button, we're going to announce who our winning bidder is of those Southwest Airline tickets. So, do we have it? We do, and it is? I am. Drum roll, please. Myrna Tomlin, you got the 2 Southwest Airline tickets. What's that? Very last second she got in. You got those quick trigger fingers out there. Myrna, congratulations. We'll make sure you get those Southwest Airline tickets. But more importantly, folks, and let's not bring up the thermometer now because I just want to make a big deal about the fact that we just did for Freedom Ride, for no donations at all, for no prizes at all, for no gifts at all, is we just raised in the bid from the heart $20,460. How about that? Give a round of applause and the bell for that one right there, right? That is awesome. Congratulations to all of you for participating and supporting Freedom Ride. Now, I will tell you that we now have to announce the winners of our raffle. More winners to announce and to give away. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about these items for another moment. We're going to give them a chance to write down the winning bidders' names so they can share the winning purchasers' names. And then I will announce who won our raffle item. So if you bought a raffle prize, if you bought a raffle ticket, stick around a few more moments. Here are the prizes that we were giving away for raffle opportunities. There's the Emerald Lagasse Everyday Multi-Cooker. It's an air fryer, a deep fryer, a crock pot. I think it does your laundry if you want it to. It does just about everything. We've got our beautiful orchid plant there. We've also got our martini package that comes with our Bombay Sapphire gin and our Belvedere vodka, some martini glasses, some shakers, some olives I think I see in there. And then how about our Cuisinart portable grill? This is a barbecue grill that you can fold up, you can take it with you, you can make it wherever you want to, or you can use it at home and just set it up as your regular grill there as well. So we are working on getting the names of our raffle winners. Yeah, you want to bring me the list or you want to shout them out?
I'll shout them out.
All right, so which one you want to do first?
First one is our orchid.
Our orchid goes to our winner.
Yes, bidder number 38.
$385. Richard Lee, congratulations. You have a new orchid plant. We're going to talk a little bit about how you pick all these items up later in the program, so stick around just a little while. What's our next winner? For Emerald's Everyday Multi-Cooker, the winner is... Richard Lee also wins the Everyday Cooker. So he's 2 for 2. Do I hear 3 for 3? If you buy enough opportunity drawings tickets, you got a good chance. Do I hear for 3 for 3? No.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have a turkey like you.
In bowling, I got you.
The Cuisinart portable grill.
Cuisinart portable grill goes to?
421 Sharon Augustin.
421, bidder 421, Sharon Augustin. Congratulations, you won the Cuisinart portable grill. And finally, the martini package. The winner is?
Bidder number 304, Kristen Lepore.
Kristen Lepore. Congratulations, bidder 304. You get the martini package. That is an awesome, fun way to wrap up our program. But I will tell you, there is an even more fun way to wrap up our program. I love doing this, right? We're going to announce our total money raised in just a moment. Before we do that, I want to do a little housekeeping, right? The housekeeping says this, that if you won an item tonight, whether it be a live auction or a silent auction item or one of our raffle prizes, you can either go to Freedom Ride to pick it up, you can call Freedom Ride to organize and coordinate shipping it to you, but either way, you must call Freedom Ride to let them know you're coming. They don't work so-called regular banker's hours. So please call Freedom Ride. You will get a text from One Cause that tells you to check your winnings. You'll know what you won. Communicate with Freedom Ride when you want to come pick it up. So with that said, before I sign off, Madam Chair, what else do we have to announce beside our totals?
I think that's it.
Yes.
It's $50,800.
All right, so you want to get the extra $10 in there, right? I love it. I love it. I love it. So folks, what we just did there, total for Freedom Ride this evening. I'm talking about live auction and silent auction, opportunity drawings. I'm talking about sponsorships coming in. And folks, you can keep continuing to donate. If you're watching this on replay, please understand that if you go to that website, bidpal.net/jeansandjewels2020 through Sunday, you're going to get the chance to keep donating, keep giving. What we just did is we raised more than $50,000. We raised more than $60,000. We raised more than $70,000. We raised more than $80,000. Our total for Jeans and Jewels 2020 is $82,800. That is awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for our first ever virtual Jeans and Jewels Gala. We look so forward to seeing you in person back out at Freedom Ride, not only at our current location, but when we go to that new property and the world is our oyster at that point. We hope to see you there. Thank you for supporting Freedom Riding. And the replay will be on and on, so if you're watching this live now, you can watch it over and over and over again. My name is Jason Alper with Alpert Enterprises. Thank you to Pam with One Cause. Thank you to Carrie Campbell and Mark and the guys from the Launch Group to help make this program possible. We're going to sign off and wish you a great Jeans and Jewels night. Good night, everybody.